Alright, there's two things I want to talk about. One is meditation through instrumentation and playing what that means to me. And also I wanted to talk about technology and how it's really unhealthy and annoying how it can encroach upon your life in a way that you don't choose anymore. You're not choosing it anymore. It's not an option. It is something structured in your life. So I'll start with that one since I'm obviously so passionate about it. Starting to get a little angry. So I love technology in the sense that it connects. It does. It allows us to interact with each other in a really powerful way and connect with each other, and a lot of opportunities that are breathtaking and awe-inspiring in my life. Those moments, I'm high. Those moments are a lot of them are in my life strictly because of technology. So I'm not knocking technology. I am, however, knocking the way that people become passive about things and allow things to happen, and they get kind of lazy, they get kind of dependent, they get kind of, lackadaisical and complacent, and they start supplementing things that are really important for things that might not have the same effect in the long run. It might feel like a shortcut in the moment, it might feel like it's making your life easier in some way, but there's so much that we're supposed to be able to do that we are losing the ability to do because of technology. So that's frustrating. I think it's really frustrating when I'm trying to show someone a song, there's nothing more natural and more beautiful and more pure than music. And we live in a world and a time period where it is being just cheapened, blown to bits, puked on, stuck up someone's ass, shit on, you know what I mean? That's why they call it that, because it's the purest form of disrespect and desecration for something that is sacred. Music is sacred. There is a way to revere music in a sacred way, whether you're making comedic music or whether you're making serious music that, people mosh to, people scream to, whether you're screaming, there's a way to do all of that. At the whole spectrum, there's a way to do it that is honorable and sacred. And I think that it's good to keep your horizons broad and not try to say, oh, well, a crucifix in a thing of piss, that's not art, and that is offensive. Maybe don't take life that seriously. Don't take religion that seriously. But there are times when something like a song that I create is really sacred to me, and when I want to share that with a friend. I really don't like when my phone auto locks, because I don't remember turning it to that setting. I find it frustrating that I even have to tell it not to do that. I just feel like there's many times it's auto locked, and then I changed it to not auto lock, and then I had a friend change it to low power mode, and I didn't know, and then I was showing her my song and it interrupted the song, it stopped the song, and then I had to completely start the song over again. And it just it's moments like that when you want to be able to just put something up on a wall and go, look, there it is, here, there, over there, wherever, you know what I mean? You want to just be able to share that with somebody in a way that's so tangible and natural. That's the thing, it's natural. It's right there in front of you. It's happening in that moment. And when you have photos that you take and you print them out, film or negatives, you can go in a dark room with your friend and you can look at the photos in the dark room together. You can share those photo albums together, you know what I mean? It's not Instagram, it's not Facebook, it's not this, that, or the other thing. It is real, natural connection. And that shit is so important to me. And growing up in the culture that I grew up in, there was always technology being shoved down my throat, and I just took it. I was like, okay, this is what people do. And as the years have gone by, I have tried to remove every bit of technology that is not necessary from my life and live as raw and as natural as I possibly can. But all of the best people that I'm meeting, they are sucked into this vacuum too. We're all victims here. We're all trying to skirt the line and fucking find that perfect balance, that middle ground of, yes, I'm living my real life. My real life is really happening all the time. I'm having a blast. I'm soaking up life on a level that is just rapturing. It's insane to me. And I want to have an online presence for sake of connecting with people all over the world. That's what I want to use technology for. That's why I'm so active on social media, is simply because I feel like I am a thing that is always moving and burning and like putting out an essence. No matter how you perceive the essence I put out, I'm always doing it. And there's always a way to use what you're breathing all day. And there's a way to use that breath for the common good of everyone around you. And there's a way to use it for selfishness or for just being devoid of anything. Really, a lot of people live that way. And I've seen a lot of beautiful people in the last few years of my life who are burning brightly every single day, and they're using all of the love and the joy that they have and the determination and hope that they have. They're trying to share it and spread it and push it out there, because you can't bake up a bunch of delicious goods at your house and then just sit around and just eat them yourself and get fucking fat. No. You want to invite people over. You package them up, box them up, and you give them as goodie bags on holidays. Like, there's something sacred about that. And I'm really passionate about it, okay? Like, I cannot hide how much I give a fuck. Like, I give all the fucks, and I can't not care. That's the thing. It's not an option for me to not care. I'm not expecting any kind of praise or accolades or recognition. Like, literally nothing. If I can make one person smile a day, if I can make one person laugh, if I can show them a piece of art they've never seen that makes them go, ooh, oh, that's cool. That's all I freaking care about, okay? Like, I just want to love people, and I just want to love everybody, and I want to transcend all of the doubt and all of the insecurity that has been placed on me, and I have adopted. I have agreed to it, the 4 agreements. I have agreed to believe people when they said awful things about me because they felt awful. I have agreed to believe that it was my fault and that this was me. It's personal. It's not personal. It's not fucking personal. I'm you, you're me. If I'm mean to you, it's because I'm mean to myself. If I say something about, like, the way you look, it's because I'm fucking insecure. We are each other. We are a reflection of each other, and we are here to help correct each other, because by correcting ourselves, we correct each other. And by correcting each other, we correct ourselves. And it is this beautiful dance, and we're all dancing together, and when one person makes a wrong move, the other person has the opportunity to not make that person feel bad about making a misstep. When you're dancing with someone and they accidentally step on your toe, you kind of, sometimes you can kind of like gesture with your body like, hey, you stepped on my toe. Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes people step on your toe when you're dancing and they are like, oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes people are drunk and they don't notice they're stepping on your toes. They're having a real good time. Their eyes are closed. They're in the moment. They don't realize what they're doing. It's okay. You just gotta kind of do the most non-aggressive thing that you can to address any situation. And if it doesn't work, you just turn up the heat and you start to thaw it out more. And you don't give up, because we're all in this together. And yeah, we got this, like, we're figuring it out. We're learning our strengths, we're learning our weaknesses, we're working on the flaws, and we're praising the good parts of ourselves. We're giving our skin the nourishment and the moisture it needs to slough off our dead skin and our scabs. Have you ever noticed that when your feet or your skin, like whatever is most dry, it doesn't heal, it doesn't regenerate, it doesn't shed the way it's supposed to. And my snake, for example, my beautiful baby back here, she's in her shed right now, and her humidity in her tank wasn't right, but I kind of messed up a little bit. It wasn't at the right level. And so her shed hasn't gone very easy for her. I've been spraying her with like Shed Aid. It's got vitamin E and like argan oil or something in it, and it's supposed to help her, but you know, she needs the right environment for her skin to come off the right way, and for her to be, you know, as pliable as she wants to be, and as flexible and strong. And it's hard for her to be as strong as she needs to be if her skin's too dry. You know, if there's not enough moisture in her environment and her skin is too dry, her skin is gonna hold on, because it's like, wait, this skin is older. This skin has been through more. It has seen the light, it has seen the air, it has seen my environment around me, and it is tough enough to withstand what I've gone through thus far. But when you peel off that old skin, you are raw again. You are fresh and new again, and you're gonna have to work harder and build up more of that ability to just deal, you know, just survive. And so I feel like your new environment has to be, you know, your environment that you're in right now. I'm high, so I'm trying to make sense of this. Her current environment right now is not suitable for her new skin. That's why it won't emerge. Is because it says, hey, I'm new, fresh skin. I'm not old, you know, kind of leathered out skin. This is supposed to be new, fresh, raw skin. And you have to take the utmost care to make sure that your environment is suitable for who you want to be. And changing your environment is going to change you, and changing yourself is also going to change your environment. It is a beautiful cyclical ebb and flow of life, you know, whether you want to look at it like a cycle. It's like passing by the same kind of, like, it's either back and forth or it's around and around. The way you want to look at it is up to you. That's how I see it. It's everything, but those are the main things. It's just like instruments. The way that I like to meditate is playing instruments. Sometimes I just like to sit and be still and relax, but a lot of the time my meditation is through movement and through contrast. And what I mean about that is, so say for example, I'll show you. So I've been practicing with my bow staff lately, and I've been trying to, I think I can probably set this up right here. So I've been trying to get more fluid with my movement, because I'm a really clumsy person and I get really anxious, and then I'm like, I need to just do everything really fast right now so that I don't look stupid and I don't look like I don't know what's going on and I don't look like I can handle things, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, okay, I need to just do and be, and I just get wound up to where I'm like spinning out of control basically. I'm like, whoa, and then I'm like, wait, am I breathing? My heart is racing and I can't think, and my movements are sloppy. So slow it down. You know what I mean? Just slow it down. And that's basically the ebb and the flow that I'm always in. I'm like, oh my god, I'm really wound up, I'm anxious, and then I'm like, okay, slow down then. And I go over here and I'm like, I'm chilling, I'm having a good time, I'm chilling. And then all of a sudden I'm right back over here and I'm like, what do I do? And then I'm like, wait, slow down, just fucking breathe. What is you doing? Just calm down, life is good, everything is good, you know what I mean? So one of the things I've been practicing is just like slowing my speech down, which kind of makes me feel super pretentious, if I'm being honest. I feel like the nerdy, anxious Samantha, who's like talking way too much and too fast and with way too much energy and inflection, that's kind of safe to me, because when people do that in front of me, I'm like, oh, I can relate to this person, like they get me. And when someone is like, yeah, like I really feel that our greatest truth is growth. going between having too much and having not enough. Having too much and then having not enough. But basically, yeah, I've just been practicing movement meditation. And dancing is movement meditation, and so is playing an instrument, because how do you play an instrument? Well, you have to use more than one note, generally. That's kind of the basis. And then you move from one note to the other note. What does that look like? It's moving from one point to another point. What does that look like if you're a person moving from one point to another point? And then you gotta go to another point. And so it's a back and a forth. Like, I mean, genuinely, like most things, you're gonna go from one side to the other. Like emotion, you're gonna be happy and then you're gonna be sad. And waves in the ocean go up and then they go down. And they go side to side. But everything is fluid. Everything is about movement. And there's something really beautiful about tension and friction. Beaches would not exist without friction. You know, the waves crashing against the rocks literally breaks matter down into these little tiny little particles, and we love them, you know? We love going to the beach, and we love soaking our feet and like playing in the sand, you know? Have you ever played with sand? It's like one of the most mesmerizing things in the world, because you're watching matter be fluid, but it's not, you know, it's not completely fluid. And I don't know, it's really awesome. It's really fun to just observe that, and to, that's what meditation is to me, is it's just, you're so in life and in the nature of it all, that you're just with a movement. You're not some solid thing. You're not something that's going here and then freezing and then moving here and then freezing and like jarring. That's what I think sometimes is like, anxiety is the feeling of being jarred. You're either being stopped and halted, like you're like moving in one direction and then you're like, you hit a wall or something, or you're going like way too fast and you know that there's no way to maintain control at that kind of speed. It's like my friend told me with drums, he was like, when you're drumming or when you're playing guitar, you have to start slow. And it's the same thing with my bow staff. I have so much energy to use that I just want to go. I just want to I'm alive right now, like get it out, get it over with, whatever, use it up, burn it up. But I realize it's not sustainable. And if I'm focused on not my own happiness, I'm the happiest. If I make sure that I'm happy enough to share that happiness with others and make other people's lives better, that's when I'm most fulfilled. That's when I'm happiest. And so, what does that look like? Well, if I just want to, I just want to be myself. I don't want to change who I am. I want to be myself, you know? If people like me and if they care about me, then they won't expect me to be different for them, you know? They won't expect me to change. They'll like me how I am. No, that's selfish. That is completely selfish. And if you really want to be the best person, you'll think about every single person who gets exposed to the unique energy that we all have. We all possess this unique energy field, and there's a way to care for your energy field. There's potential. It's like a seed. We all have a seed within us. Depending on how much moisture, how much heat, how much soil, what the nutrients are in the soil, what chemicals are available, winds, oh whoops, my door is moving. But depending on the environment that a seed is in and what's available to it, it has potential. There's plants that if you took 2 seeds from the same plant and you gave one more water and more nutrients, it will grow to a greater potential. We all have that within us. We all are capable of being more or less harmful or non-harmful and healing, you know, the spectrum. It's like we can all find somewhere to be on the spectrum at any given time that resonates most with us. And I think a lot of people get caught up in certain types of resonance. And what I mean by that is there's people who resonate a lot with a lot of dark stuff early in their life, and they get accustomed to really dark, heavy things, and they're like, this is me, you know, like, this is me. No, that's a potential that you have. That's a space, that's a chamber within your seed that something can echo, you know, something can go in and sit and reverberate inside of that chamber. But you can also put a lot of better vibrations inside. You can put yourself around. You can curate your life so that you're absorbing certain energies that do certain things within you, you know, they vibrate certain parts of you. And I was telling my friend the other day, I said, you know, I feel like there's all these different parts of me, like Russian nesting dolls living inside of me. And there's the first one that there ever was, the first Samantha doll, and then there was another one, kind of like rings on a tree, you know, as a tree grows, it just, there's all these different layers, like an onion. They've got layers, and there's layers underneath of the person that I am today, that the type of vibration that they are is not positive. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the energy that I am, say I'm made up of 2 halves, they have to communicate with each other for me to be who I am. It's like a brain. It's like chambers of a heart. They all have to work together. And some of the ions and charges, like whatever you want to call it scientifically, they balance each other out. I can interact with people who are dirt fucking poor, who grew up in really shitty areas with a lot of shitty influences, and the only reason I call it shitty is because that's the way the other side views it. The us-them mentality. I grew up with people who were very conservative and people who were very, like, non-conservative. Very conservative, very liberal. I grew up with the whole spectrum around me, and I loved to soak my feet in the pool that all of the conservative people around me despised. They feared it, they despised it, and they basically just made me feel like that's the worst. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst. Don't hang out there. Don't do that. That's bad. And I always found something good, something I enjoyed, something real with both groups, you know? Conservative people just want to be safe. They're afraid. They want to be secure, and they've seen the things that people have done get them into really unsafe situations and lose their security. And the people who have lost their security have learned a lot about life because of that loss. And you just have to view it that way. It's like the people who live this crazy vagabond life, they get to see and feel and do things that the people over here don't get to because they're too attached to their security. And then the people over here get into trouble because they don't have security, and there's things that they want in their life and they can't have because they're not secure enough. And it's all about balance. It's all about balance. It truly is. And that's what's so amazing, is that you get it. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm really excited about life right now, and I'm really excited to share all the things I've been learning, because I feel like I went from a very broken, very sad, very like the inner Samantha is a very sad person. She really is. She's a very, very, very sad, pathetic person. She's so broken. She's so broken. But there's a Samantha that's hugging her from the outside and is saying it's okay to be broken. And you are infinitely loved. And all of the best parts of you far outweigh the bad. Because there are no bad parts of you. The big Samantha that's hugging the little Samantha could not exist if the little one that was broken was not inside. I would collapse. And you can work on reaching in and soothing and working out and massaging, you know, like the joints, like what's inside. You can work, you can, you know, somebody told me a long time ago that life is a bundle of knots. It's a bundle of knotted thread, and your whole life you're going to just be picking and loosening, and maybe someday it will be one string that just flows into the tapestry of life. Oh, there's a ladybug right here. And on that note, I'm gonna hang out with my ladybug friend, and I'm gonna play with my snake, and I'm gonna play with my bow staff, and I'm gonna play with my guitar and keyboard, and then later on I'm gonna be jamming with a friend, and we're gonna be playing together. And I just want to encourage you guys to get out and play an hour a day. No, get out and play as many hours as you possibly can, because life is just a big junk jam. Welcome to the jungle! Oh no. Oh no!